From our D.C. bureau in Washington, D.C. this morning, Washington set to release a targeted COVID-19 relief bill later today. The bill covers a number of things, from more money for small businesses to an expanded unemployment payment program.
It also includes charitable giving proposal drafted by U.S. Senator James Lankford here from Oklahoma, and he's here with us this morning by Skype to talk about the proposed bill. Good morning, Senator.
Hey, good morning to all of you.
Thank you. Talk about this charitable giving proposal that's part of this Senate bill, the skinny bill as they're calling it.
Well, targeted bill, skinny bill, whatever you want to be able to put into it. It's called a skinny bill because the House put out a $3.5 trillion bill was what they put out as their goal. We were trying to look at what are the prime needs: schools, vaccines, small businesses that have been hardest hit, but also not-for-profits. The safety net in America really is made up of three groups. Families are the first safety net. The second safety net are churches and nonprofits. The third safety net is government. And I know a lot of people look at it and say the safety net's government. But by the time folks get to government, they should have already gone through the other two. We need families that are strong. We need not-for-profits that are strong. So in the previous bill, in the CARES Act that we did in March, we gave everyone a $300 tax deduction if they donated to a nonprofit of their choice. Any nonprofit, any church, any house of worship they could donate to, because those folks are all helping people. We increased that in this proposal. So it's $600 per person or $1,200 for a family that you can deduct straight from your taxes. The goal is we've got to get help out to as many people as possible. So we want to incentivize folks giving to not-for-profits because those are the folks that are holding up a lot of families that are in need right now with clothes, with food, with basic help, trying to be able to get that to it. So any nonprofit people can donate to, write that off on their taxes this year, even if you don't itemize.
There's a lot of other things in the bill. You mentioned schools as well. What are some of the measures that you like that specifically help how schools are functioning now? A lot of them really struggling with all the tech that they're having to incorporate into their learning.
Yeah, there were billions of dollars that were given to schools in the March CARES package. This does another over $100 billion towards schools as well. That is exactly for what you're describing there. It is for technology. It is to help with PPE. It's to help them with transportation. Many of them are running two routes for their buses or have to change that to allow more social distancing. So this allows greater help. It's also non-discriminatory. It's a private school, public school, charter school, doesn't matter, because the CARES, what we did in CARES Act and what's happening now is we're focused on every single American. So every American is affected by this in some spots. So we should also make sure we're taking care of all types of schools as well, because that affects every single American. So there's targeted aid towards each of those.
In this skinny bill, is there any targeted aid for the states who are financially cash-strapped right now? Is there any money available for states that they could use possibly to help out the citizens?
Actually, we gave $150 billion to the states and local municipalities in the CARES Act. A lot of the states have come back and said, we need more flexibility and more time in this. So what we've done is we've taken the $150 billion that we did in March, and we've extended out the time period for them to use it. Right now, it's already the end of December is when they have to have all those funds used by. We're extending that out till September so that no one has to be in a hurry. Most of the states around the country still have half or more of that $150 billion that was given to them. They just haven't had the ability to be able to spend it and have the target to be able to do it. So we want to give them more time so they're not in a hurry just to throw money out the door, but to be able to make sure they're using it more efficiently. That's one of the prime issues. For Oklahoma, that means $77 per person that has been put around this state, both in state aid, city and county aid as well. It's a significant amount of money that's been put out there all across the state to be able to help those local municipalities. Even in Oklahoma, where most of our municipalities, their sales tax revenue they thought would go down significantly, but people actually stayed home and shopped online. Those tax revenues came back home. And so for most of those municipalities around the state, they're actually doing very well in tax revenue.
Yeah, we have done okay on that point as well. Senator Lankford joining us this morning on Skype from Washington, D.C. Appreciate your time.
Sure do.
You bet. Glad to be able to visit.
Thank you, sir. Let's check in with Emily right now on that forecast. Kind of crazy outside.
The senator skipped out on the fall temps.
Yeah, he left town at a good time, that's for sure. We are tracking a big temperature range ranging from winter to the west, summer to the southeast. I'll let you know how long the cool air will last and have the latest rain timing next.